All right, welcome. Today I'd like to share with you a really simple yoga therapy process. This is a mindfulness process, and it's intended to help you tune in to the wisdom that is already there in your nervous system, in your body mind, that is sending you signals all the time about how to best support yourself, how to best take care of yourself. And we often don't have a lot of training in how to tune into this inner voice, right? And so this is a really important part of yoga therapy and how yoga therapy empowers us to take an active role in our own well-being, right? So this is a very, very simple process. I'm going to give you an example of putting it into practice. And we're going to use breath work for this example. You could equally use it with yoga postures, with meditation practices, or just in your day-to-day life as you're going about your business in the world, right? And the process itself is very, very simple. The idea is that you really notice, tune in to how you feel before, during, and after the practice that you're doing. And as you watch things shift and change, because things are changing all the time, right? As you watch things shift and change, you start to really get to know how you can influence how you feel with the practice of yoga. So, very simple. And like everything else yoga, it gets better with practice, right? So we're going to start with a breath practice today. And if you're new to breath work, it's important to know this is a great place for this yoga therapy practice because breath work affects everyone differently. And so when we're doing breath work, it becomes really important to pay attention to how you feel and to trust how you feel as a guide. So if anything about this doesn't feel right, if you start to feel out of breath or you have trouble finding the rhythm of your breath, if you start to feel strain, or if you're noticing any kinds of physical or mental symptoms or discomfort increasing as you're going through the practice, trust those things, listen to the messages from your body, and discontinue the practice. And you can always try it again at a different time or in a modified way. It's also a really good idea if this happens to check in with a qualified teacher or yoga therapist who can give you a little more personalized guidance. You can do this practice seated or lying down, or even standing. I recommend picking the position where you feel the most comfortable and where you have as much as possible support to relax. So that might be lying down, or if you're seated, you may have some support. Maybe you're sitting on a cushion or a chair, or maybe you have something behind you. So you have a little bit of support here for relaxation. And that is in part just to help us really begin to tune in. Find the position where you want to be. You can have your eyes open or closed, whatever feels better for you. But start to bring your attention into your body. And as you're just scanning through your body, notice what's drawing your attention. So often our attention is drawn to discomfort, and that's actually okay. There's a reason for that. Discomfort is there to bring our attention to something that our body needs. So if you're drawn first to areas of pain or tension or itchiness, or maybe you're too hot or too cold, those kinds of things draw your attention for a very good reason. If you know what to do to support yourself to feel better in those areas that you're feeling some discomfort, maybe you're going to go ahead and do those things as well. So you might change your position, you might change the support if you have blankets or cushions that you can place underneath your body, you may do those things. Or you may just acknowledge that there's a little bit of discomfort that's present right now as you go through your practice. As you notice those places that draw your attention the most, give those places your attention. See what happens as you observe. And then maybe you'll find that your attention is then drawn somewhere else. Maybe there are some other sensations that are now starting to bring your attention in as you pay more attention, as you tune into your body little by little. And then check in with your connection to the surfaces beneath you. So whether you're on the floor, a cushion, or a piece of furniture, maybe you have a wall behind you. Feel your connection to those surfaces and scan through your body from your head to your feet, paying attention to any differences between your right and left side. And paying attention to what feels heavy or grounded or connected to the surfaces of support, and where you maybe feel some lifting or some resistance. And you don't have to fix any of it. So here we're just getting a baseline. We're just getting an idea of where you're at right now. And then we'll check in with a couple of other things. So it can be really helpful just to notice the emotional and mental flavor of this moment. So how's your energy? What's the quality of your thoughts or your emotional state? How would you describe that? What's going on in your mind? And then bring your awareness to your breathing. And to start out with, see if you can just let your breath continue to happen without a lot of effort or direction from you. Sometimes that's easier said than done. And then as you're tuning into your breath here, you might see if there's any part of the breath that feels challenging. You might see right now, kind of left to its own devices, is your breath on the deeper side or is it a little bit shallower? And then you might see, as you're observing your breath, does it seem long or short? Is it rhythmic or is it more uneven? Is it shifting as you observe? What else do you notice? Maybe your breath seems to have a color or a texture or another feature to it that maybe is a little less intuitive, but really makes sense to you for how it feels to be breathing in your body right now. And then if it feels okay, you might start to just slow your breathing down. So starting to take a little more time with your inhale and with your exhale. And as you're slowing your breath down, we don't want to go into a place where it feels strained. So keep everything comfortable and easy and relaxed, slowing down both the inhale and the exhale phase of the breath. Only as much as feels good for you. And then if this breath is working well for you right now, now you're going to inhale about a third of the way and pause lightly. Inhale another third and pause. And then inhale the rest of the breath and take a long, slow, easy exhale. And then if that felt okay, you're going to inhale again a third and pause. Another third and pause. And the last third of the breath, and then a long, slow, easy exhale. So remember, you can discontinue or modify at any time. Trust whatever you're feeling in your body as your guide. If things are feeling good, you'll continue to inhale in thirds with a long, slow exhale. Paying attention to whatever you notice as you're doing this breath. Beautiful. After the breath cycle that you're on now, just let this breathing go. Let your breath go back to its own rhythm, whatever feels natural or right for you right now. And then check in again with the sensations in your body, particularly any areas that were drawing your attention before. And just see, are they the same or different? Okay. We tend to prefer an improvement, but any information is important. So whether it's the same or different, positive or negative, it's all important information when you're observing change. So notice what happened. Scan through your body from head to foot. Notice your connection to the surfaces beneath you. See if anything has shifted there. Check in with your energy level, your mental, emotional state. What's the quality of that? How does it feel? And then tune into your breath. If some parts of the breath felt difficult before, see if that's any different. Notice if the rhythm or the texture or however else you're describing your breath, notice if that shifted over the course of this practice. And then go ahead and deepen your breath again, slowing your breath down, keeping it still very relaxed and easy. And we'll take a full and easy inhale. Exhale a third of the way, pause. Exhale another third, pause. Exhale all the breath. And then a full easy inhale all the way to the top. Exhale a third. Exhale another third. Exhale another third. Full easy inhale. Trust whatever you feel. So if your body mind is asking you to stop, do. Okay? That's what this is about. Sometimes we're not as good planners on the exhale for some reason. So if you have trouble hitting the thirds, it's not the end of the world. Make it work for you. If everything is feeling good about this, then you're going to continue the broken up exhale breath. This is a Viloma Pranayama, so we're working with pauses. And then if you're still feeling good here, you're going to finish the breath cycle that you're on. And then let your breath go back to its natural rhythm. So you're not doing any pauses, you're not deepening or slowing your breath intentionally, you're just letting your breath be. Now check in again with any sensations in your body, any places that were drawing your attention before, any places that are drawing your attention now. Scan through your body from head to foot, noticing your connection to the surfaces that support you, seeing if anything changed there. Check in with the quality, the flavor of the body-mind, noticing whatever you notice about your thoughts, about your emotional state. And as you're letting your breath be a little easier, a little more natural, check in with your breath. Has the rhythm changed? Has the level of ease in parts of the breath that were difficult before changed? Does the breath have a different texture or a different rhythm? What do you notice about how your breath is now? And then, whatever changes you're noticing, what does that tell you about the breath practice that you did? So, some people will find that the first half of the practice gave them effects that were more helpful. Some people will notice the second half. Some people will find this was not helpful at all. They couldn't do this practice. And some people will find that all of this practice was really, really useful for them and helped shift some of the things that they're feeling in their bodies. There's no right or wrong way to respond to a practice, but it is really important that you pay attention to what happens for you. And then that you trust what's going on in the body mind system as you're doing yoga. I hope this was really helpful. If you have questions or you want to share what happened for you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Take really good care.